Hi everyone, welcome back to my little corner of the internet where I talk about whatever I want, which is mostly movies and TV. Hi! So today I want to talk about the new-ish Netflix original Kaleidoscope. I hope that's how you say it. There's a random A in the beginning, and I've always said Kaleidoscope. Now I'm thinking it's Kaleidoscope. I don't know. Whatever. So when I first heard of this show that I can't pronounce, the only thing I knew about it was that you could watch the show in any order and the story would actually still make sense. I didn't know what the story was. That's all I knew. And I really wondered if it would just be a gimmick or if it would be worth something, you know? Netflix likes to dabble in creative streaming, and I love that. I think even if it doesn't necessarily hit, why not take advantage of how people watch things now, right?
I thought with batch delivery, you're getting everything at once. There's no reason, conceptually, why you should have to watch them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to see a different order than I'm going to see, than my mother's going to see, than my wife is going to see.
So sure, do it. Do a choose your own adventure type show or one that can be completely shuffled. Try it out. So it's a great way to try and get people to watch things more than once. But the tricky thing is that the actual show or movie or whatever you're making has to be interesting enough to warrant multiple viewings.
And my first thought was, well, that's a great gimmick. Thank God it is also really well written.
That is something I think Netflix is still struggling with that particular style of streaming. You see, the plot of Kaleidoscope, whatever, is at the end of the day a very generic heist story with a revenge plot, you know, and Ocean's 11 without the swag, if you will. We have some great actors like Giancarlo Esposito and some charismatic actors like Jai Courtney. Personally, I love Jai Courtney. He will always be Varro from Spartacus in my heart, so I can't not like him, and he does the asshole character very well. But yeah, the plot itself is just not that interesting, unfortunately. I watched the episodes in the order that Netflix gave to me, which was green, yellow, violet, orange, blue, red, pink, white. That's the order I was given. I do wonder if that's the order everyone got or if it's randomized for each user. What order are the episodes in your account? Please let me know. So speaking of colors, I really liked how prominent each episode's color was throughout said episode. So the green episode was very green and the pink episode had a lot of pink, etc., etc. It was really nice. When I thought about the idea of randomized episodes, I wondered what they meant or how it would play out. If you watch the video where they, hype up the show, not the actual trailer, but the one that were building Kaleidoscope, it sounds more like a spider web or like a murder board where things connect in different directions depending on how you watch it. So I was very, very curious to see that. But what ended up actually being the show is that each episode is just very contained and rarely shows anything from other episodes, which is what allows it to be played in a non-linear way. So you get an episode of 6 months before the heist, 6 months after the heist, 9 years before the heist, etc., etc. And it's just that episode, that little nugget of information that you get. You barely get anything that directly connects to a different episode, which is why you can watch it in whatever order you want. Having said that, I do think episode White, the last one I watched, felt very final and it wrapped things up very well, and also is the episode with the most flashbacks, flash forwards, again depending on when you watch it, and has also unfortunately the least amount of color to match the episode, but again it's just white. And so I I was wondering if it felt like a final episode because I knew it was the final episode for me, or if it felt like a final episode because it just wrapped things up very well from all other corners. I did think about watching the show again in a different order. I actually planned on it, but I just didn't find the characters or the story interesting enough to do so, which again is the main problem I think Netflix has with this type of content. Bandersnatch 2, I personally only watched once. I was like, cool, this is fun. Oh, I died. Oh well. I didn't particularly care about watching the whole thing through, and so it was really missing something to grip me, to really make me want to watch it again and see how it plays out differently. Maybe I'll do it in a few months' time. Obviously doing it back to back would not be ideal. I rewatch things a lot, but not like on a loop, I don't finish watching something and immediately go rewatch it. I wait a few days or maybe a week. It would be interesting to revisit it in like 3 months in a different order and see if the plot still makes complete sense. I'm pretty sure it will, but I wonder if like new information would be revealed just because of the different order things have been mixed up. I doubt it. I don't know. It might. I've seen articles that are like, there's 80,000 ways to watch it and this is the best way, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not smart enough. It could be. I'm not great at picking things up in movies and stuff. I just enjoy the ride, so I don't know. But it also might be because, I watched Ocean's 11 again very recently, and it's such a quintessential heist movie, and it has all the things that heist movies should have. A complicated way to introduce, a way too convoluted heist, quirky and fun characters, a great musical score, and general, people that are way too confident and have great chemistry with each other. Here, because each episode is so contained, you don't really get to appreciate the complexity of the heist itself, and the characters aren't that interesting, and there's barely any chemistry between them. In fact, pretty sure they mostly despise each other, but not in a fun way. Everything feels very heavy and forced. The only one that has any type of flair, albeit obnoxious, is Jai Courtney. You love to hate him. He is that character that is extremely annoying. Somebody kill him already. That type of guy. It's disgusting and obnoxious, and you want him to die. Just Jai Courtney does bad, annoying guy very well. It's a skill, not everybody has it. You also have this weird love triangle that is just kind of there to annoy you. And I guess put some tension. You have one guy who's barely even there and then just kind of gets mostly forgotten. You have a really annoying FBI agent who has this vendetta against one of the players because that player was rude to the FBI agent one time. I don't know, and they're like, oh, I have history with this person. I'm like, you spoke to them once. That's history? I'm not gonna judge about the level of history. I don't know. Speaking of vendetta, the initial grievance that triggers this heist was, not really bad enough to warrant it. I mean, yes, there's tragedy involved, but it wasn't intentional. There wasn't actual malice that would warrant such a extreme reaction. I mean, again, Ocean's 11 is just he stole my girl, so but I guess, if George Clooney does it, you're on board. But yeah, I don't know. It was not enough. It was just not enough. I do think, though, it is telling that we're in a recession, because in order to make it worth it, the heist is $7 billion with a B. We don't do heists for mere millions anymore. Ugh. No, it has to be 7 billion. Whatever. Going back to my initial question, was it just a gimmick or, a really cool idea or concept? And again, I don't know. Probably both. I think that with a stronger story, it could be really interesting, especially since I do love rewatching things. Like I said, I rewatch things over and over and over and over again. I just finished all of the Harry Potter movies again because they're on Netflix here. We do not talk about how many times I've watched them. We just don't. If I like something, I will rewatch it to death. So yeah, maybe someday in the future, I'll try this show again. I wonder if I would I mentioned this again, but I do wonder if I would discover something new, especially like a few months later when I've forgotten certain parts. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I really would love to hear your input on this because I am very torn, as you can see. I like the idea, I like the concept of shuffling the episodes and getting a new story, but I don't think that's what would happen. I think we would just get the heist shuffled, or in a more linear fashion. I don't know how much more new information I would get from reshuffling the episodes. So I want them to try again. I want Netflix to try this concept again with more meat. That's what I want. How about you? Did you watch it? If you watched it, please tell me what order you watched it in and if you liked it or didn't like it. I'm extremely curious. Thank you so much as always for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and do all the YouTubey things. I'll see you next time. Bye!